Less than 2 weeks after billionaire founder Dietrich Mateschitz' death, Red Bull had the challenge to overcome regarding dividing management duties and how they would be operating daily. In this video, we'll talk about Helmut Marko as he discusses the future of Red Bull following the death of Dietrich Mateschitz and the gap between Verstappen and Perez. Let's dig right in. First up, let's talk about Dietrich Mateschitz's death. After a prolonged illness, Dietrich Mateschitz passed away at the age of 78, as it was announced on the qualifying day for the United States Grand Prix. This is the same qualifier where star driver Max Verstappen won to help achieve the Constructors' Championship of Red Bull to complete a 2022 title double. Mateschitz and Thai businessman Chalio Yudvidya founded the Australian-based energy drink giant in 1984, and to this day, it remains a privately owned company. Currently, Yudvidya owns about 51%, and the remaining 49% has now been passed on to Mateschwitz's only son, Mark. Mark told the Red Bull employees that he agreed with the company's majority shareholders in Thailand to install a management committee that'll run the day-to-day operations of the energy drink company. He claimed that a dream team of 3 people had been appointed to this management committee to run the company and its multiple offshoots. The 3 people hired for this mammoth job are Franz Watzlawick, the beverage business's CEO, Alexander Kirchmeier, the CFO, and Oliver Mintzlaff, the former Red Bull Leipzig FC CEO and current CEO of all corporate projects and investments. It sounds like a team who knows what they're doing. Up next, what will the new structure look like? Under this new structure, it looks like there'll be separate heads of the beverage operations and projects and potential investment side. Mark claims he plans to step away from all day-to-day business stuff to manage his investment in the tightly run company. He said that he doesn't believe one can continue to be an employee and a shareholder in the same company. We couldn't say anything on this matter. We haven't been shareholders in any company yet. He plans to focus on his role as a company shareholder and make all future decisions based on what feels right going forward. 3 other executives also left their positions but would continue to work as consultants for the company, including Roland Koenig, Volker Weichbauer, and Walter Bockinger. Moving on to Helmut Marko's decision. Even though Red Bull owns about 7 football clubs, Marko claims that F1 is at the top of the company's marketing operations. He feels things will be different now that Mateschitz won't be there to take the ultimate responsibility for things. The 79-year-old Australian revealed that things will change mostly because during Mateschitz's time, it was more or less a de facto autocracy. But he also believes that Red Bull is the strongest and most effective marketing tool for the entire group. They worked autonomously in the past and were the only team who didn't have to abide by certain rules. The autonomy was there solely out of Mateschitz's approval. Marko confirmed the new management wants to continue their Formula One activities and do them as they always have, with a relatively strong sense of independence. Let's look at Christian Horner's tribute. Not much of Red Bull's F1 operations will change due to all new personnel. Team principal Christian Horner confirmed the team's leading. He led a tribute to the richest man in Austria following his death. Horner claimed that the future is set for Red Bull and Mateschitz laid a strong foundation for them. He even had the vision to enable Red Bull to become a power unit manufacturer by 2026, which, according to Horner, was a missing piece of their puzzle. Just as they've done with the car, he aims to take the same spirit of Mateschitz into the future engine company. Next up is Marko's statement on AlphaTauri. The head of the driver development program was also asked about AlphaTauri and whether they were on the brink of complete collapse. Marko denied the claim and stated that their main aim was to change the team's fortunes, as they're currently in the not-so-desirable position of finishing 9th in the Constructors' Championship this year. He further said that since the group is doing well, there's no financial need to sell the team. Rather, bringing the team back to a higher sporting level must be implemented. Marko and Mateschitz have enjoyed a long-lasting friendship that has predated even the purchase of the Jaguar team by Red Bull back in November 2004. With Mateschitz passing, would Marko attempt to take more of a backstep regarding his advisory role? Marko didn't choose to give a definite answer to this and instead diplomatically claimed that the business negotiations happening in Thailand, where the company has majority shareholders, it all depends on the new structure. He is currently independent and always has been, and said that things are going well at the moment, with everyone working very efficiently. He also jokes that Red Bull will now have an easier time of staying under F1's budget caps thanks to a high-profile penalty served to the team in restricted rules concerning the reigning Constructors' Champion. Let's take a look at Verstappen and Perez. It's no secret that Perez has struggled to match Verstappen's absolute dominance this year. Sergio Perez has acknowledged that racing alongside the legendary Max Verstappen is a daunting prospect for practically any teammate. Whether it's the age-old curse of that second Red Bull seat or Verstappen leveling up after winning his first title, the facts remain the same. Perez has only won twice in Singapore and Monaco, compared to 14 victories collected by the Dutchman. After his podium win at Mexico, Sergio Perez is all set to go into the closing races of the Drivers' Championship as he battles for P2. Currently, he's ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc with a maximum of 58 points for Perez to get his hands on. Red Bull's advisor has claimed that the battle between the two provides extra motivation for the team as they close out the championship this year. The Austrian clarified that once you've achieved everything possible, it's time to go that extra mile because some kind of incentive is needed to keep people motivated and in the game. At the start of the season, Perez easily kept up with his teammate, but that changed once Red Bull decided to make some changes. But according to Marco, the Austrians did not choose between the two drivers. Moving on to how Marco claims Verstappen is just as quick as Perez. The average gap in qualifying between Red Bull's two drivers, Verstappen and Perez, has been almost half a second throughout the season. This is the largest out of all the top three teams. Several critics of the team have pointed out that the team has made a car more suitable for the driving style of Max Verstappen, making it much harder for Perez to set up the right window to level up. But Helmut Marko has vehemently dismissed these claims, saying that the RB18 was initially unsuitable for Verstappen and he had to make changes to adapt to the car at the beginning of the season. Marko called the claims nonsense and clarified that the biggest issue was that the car was overweight, and even now, they're well above the minimum weight. He said there wasn't much wrong with the aerodynamics right from the start, but he never thought it would go exceptionally well this year. While there's no doubt that the RB18 has been one of the best cars to come out of Red Bull since joining the grid, Marko thinks that it's a combination of the driver's remarkable talent and the car's exceptional performance that helped them dominate the F1 circuit this year. He claimed that Max is just as fast as Chico in a car that initially didn't suit his driving style. If the car suits Verstappen, he's easily half a second faster. Finally, Perez talks about his formidable teammate. For Perez, having Verstappen as a formidable teammate is one that he takes as a great challenge. He claimed that Max operates at a very high level in terms of his sporting ambition, which sets him apart. Perez said it's not an easy task, and he doesn't believe that anyone can come and just beat him just like that. He believes Verstappen is solid with the team, especially now that he's been here for a while. Whether the future of Red Bull changes for the better or worse after the founder's death remains to be seen. That's a wrap for this video. Do you have any thoughts about Red Bull's future after the death of Dietrich Mateschitz? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.